Dear friends in Jesus Christ, today we are in the 29th Sunday of Ordinary Time, Year A. In the Gospel passage of today, Jesus tells to give back to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and to God what belongs to God. The Pharisees and the Herodians came to Jesus to trap him, and they came with an issue. But Jesus gave them a principle for their life. In other words, what Jesus told them was a kind of wisdom saying. Let us try to reflect and meditate on this whole incident. The Herodians are the people who held King Herod with high regard. When the Herodians came to Jesus, they started their conversation with the following words: Master, we know that you are an honest man and teach the way of God in an honest way, and that you are not afraid of anyone because a man's rank means nothing to you. Thus, they started their conversation with a flattering note, thinking that Jesus would be a foolish, Jesus would be insecure person and he can be easily trapped. But when they asked, is it permissible to pay taxes to Caesar or not? Jesus immediately came to know about the trap that they are playing with him. Indeed, the question was a very tricky one. If Jesus tells that to pay taxes, then he would be accused of denying the sovereignty of God. If Jesus tells them not to pay taxes, then Jesus would be portrayed as an enemy of Herod. There were three types of taxes extracted by the Romans at the time of Jesus. There was a ground tax. Man must pay to the government 1/10 of whatever the product he produced from the ground. There was an income tax, which was 1% of man's income. Third, there was a poll tax. This tax had to be paid by every male person from the age of 14 to the age of 65 and by every female person from the age of 12 to 65. This tax was amounted to 1 denarius. The tax which is being spoken in today's gospel is the poll tax. Jesus asked the Herodians whose image is on the coin, and they told that the image of Caesar is on the coin. Here, Jesus was in complete control of the situation. Jesus makes a conclusion after their answer. He says, give to Caesar what belongs to him, and give to God what belongs to God. In some translations, we read, give back to Caesar what belongs to him. The Herodians and the Pharisees who came to Jesus with a mindset called this or that. This is a mindset of division, a mindset of polarization. But Jesus, through his conversation, led them to the mindset of this and that. This mindset is a mindset of unity. Jesus tells us that we are responsible and obedient to God. We are responsible and obedient to state. We have civil responsibility, at the same time we have Christian responsibility too. Christians must be responsible citizens of the state. Failure to be a good citizen is a failure in Christian duty. These two, being a Christian and being a citizen of a state, should not contradict to each other or clash with each other. It should complement each other. The civic duties and the Christian duties must help us and must help others to become good and responsible persons, must help to become obedient persons, must help to become more loving persons. These two responsibilities must help us to contribute towards the betterment of the whole humanity, must help us to contribute towards the betterment of the whole world. But on the contrary, today we come across various elements of polarization. If you are not with me, you are against me. If you don't accept my ideology, then you are not a good civic person. If you don't live or accept the uniformity that we want to portray or we want to bring in, then you are not a responsible citizen of this country. This is called polarization. If you are not with me, if you are not with my ideology, then you are against me. This is called the forces of division. But Jesus is giving us a principle of love. Jesus is giving us a principle to live, to celebrate the differences, to celebrate the divisions. He is calling us to live in unity. Thus, Jesus is calling us today to celebrate the differences. Celebrating the differences means accommodating the different points of views, accommodating the different positions, accommodating different ideologies, accommodating different isms in this world. You may not accept them. They may be opposite to your belief, but allow them to exist. Celebrating the differences means being a tolerant person. God bless you. Amen.